Okay, so guys, this is the Medtronic console, and I'm going to show you its features and how to prime the tubing specifically. So with every piece of electronic equipment, plug it in first. And this is the on switch right here. Let it power up. And this console accommodates a variety of equipment. The Midas Rex plugs in here. It accommodates 2 sinus shavers, the Skeeter drill, and the endo scrub. So we'll let it boot. Okay, now that we have our supplies, we're ready to plug the handpiece in. So I have the Medtronic straight shot microdebrider. I'm going to plug it into the first port, but it doesn't matter which one you plug it into, the first or second. And then I'm going to load a sinus shaver bit, and you pull back on this collar, push it all the way in, and you'll hear a little click. Give it a little jiggle to make sure it's seated. And then it comes with tubing. So this plugs in right here, gets pushed into this groove, and then there's clips that hold the tubing together with the cable. And now you're ready to prime. So we just have a 500 ml bag of saline. Spike the bag. And then pop this open and thread it through here. So I want to show you that this says we're in pump 2 right here, but I have threaded the tubing through pump 1. This is a common thing that people will stumble upon, and all you need to do, you do not need to rethread, you just need to tell it which pump you've threaded the tubing through by going to pumps and saying pump 1 is your M5 irrigation. That is another name for this tool. And then you go back to the main screen by hitting pumps again. And now it knows you're in pump 1. So it will definitely prime. So hit prime, and it will auto flush. And I already have water at the end, but it will stop on its own. Or you can say stop by hitting flush. If the water or saline doesn't go all the way to the end, you just keep holding the flush until you're primed. Okay? You also have a feature down here called endo scrub for the sinus shaver, and it's a sleeve that fits over the end of a telescope to wash the end of the lens. We don't commonly use that here because kids' noses can't accommodate it. So you can just go ahead and turn this off, and the pump won't run for the whole case because it'll expect tubing down here. But you can leave it on too, it won't change anything for you. So I just want to demonstrate what other buttons on this console do. 60 degrees has to do with where the microdebrider takes its bites. We always leave it on 60 degrees. I've never seen it changed. This next button here can be controlled on the foot pedal by the surgeons, and it also changes where the teeth get closed onto, I guess you could say. IPC switches back and forth between XPS 3000, and this is an old setting before this microdebrider became an M5. So sometimes older surgeons will want the older setting, which is the XPS. We are almost always on 5,000 RPMs unless otherwise specified, and in some rare instances we'll use a drill bit on here instead, and you hit oscillating so that you have a forward moving drill bit. This button down here is for the foot pedal. This icon demonstrates that as the surgeon presses down slightly, the drill bit moves slowly. And if you have it on the other setting, just a slight pressure is full strength on the drill bit. This is surgeon preference. And that's it. And then finally, to power down the Medtronic console, you simply hit the blue button, and then you can unplug it.